It's clear as we ride against a dark empire. By my soul, may the last thing they hear be the roar of this raging fire. This and be the savagery mindset. Not today, we'll let loose and find it. Brutal will define our reaction. Rip out the throat of each one in their fashion. No turning back for such is our path. This day we find the glorious death. Fear not, my friend, for right is the path. They shall remember glorious death. Glorious. The angels have fallen, my allies are beaten and broken down. I shed not a tear. After all, this is why we are here. A war we were not supposed to win. If I'm to die tonight, I'll kill every demon that stands in my spine. Go! You must shame me a fool. I stand on the skeletons of every goal. But if I'm to die, well, this very night, we'll kill every demon that stands in us. No turning back, for such is our path. This day we find the glorious death. Fear not, my friend, for right is the path. They shall remember glorious death. Make them remember glorious death. Glorious
Stupid. I let my boredom and need for revenge get the better of me. Rex wasn't the only mover and shaker that sprung into motion after the news of Tuna's demise. Florspark is home to all kinds of lowlifes, preying on the innocent, trying to turn this city into a cesspool. New players have entered to take over where Tuna left off. They weren't expecting to have to deal with me. Looks like I'll be pulling a few double shifts of cleanup. With Buxton pointing me where to go before anyone else, I've managed to make a real difference. Or so I thought. One mistake is all it takes. Damn. This one is going to hurt.
My name is Zephyr Arlen, and I'm doing something stupid. My family? We've got a secret, and I've never been allowed to attend normal school before now because of it. Mom and Dad say high school can be a bit of a culture shock, but how bad can it really be? After all, getting up to speed is something I do best. I know they're worried, but I can be careful. Only time will tell if this is the worst idea ever. Oh, sparks and bolts! Or the very best idea ever. I can't help but wonder, though, can I be something more? I guess we can give this a try out.
The city's full of secrets, hiding in plain sight. That is, if you know where to look. Lucky for me, I've got an eye for finding the truth. I have sources all over Florspark, keeping a lookout for me, so I don't miss a beat. I protect my people. I keep their identities confidential and safe. I don't like bullies. I don't like those who would prey on the weak. Especially those in power. I like to expose the ugly truths in a sea of beautiful lies. There are those who would disagree with my methods, but rarely my results. Whatever the truth is, I will find it. All it takes is one glance and it's already too late. I've seen it all. My name's Winslow Valiant. And I'll make you front page news. No matter the cost.
What's going on, Rippa fans and Rippa fam? Andy Andrew here, and we have a round table. We'd still do those. I guess we still do those. At least we're doing one tonight, and this is a very special one because I am joined, really outnumbered, not joined by. I'm just outnumbered here in general. The 3-to-1 ratio. While some people might be into that, I feel a little overwhelmed. That's okay. We're excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. And we're going to do some non-spoiler talk, followed by some spoiler talk for some recent releases. So the Soskas are going to be unbound, untethered, unchained, whatever you like or don't like. Yeah, we're not going to go too far into that. Yeah, it's
No,
going to be a
keep
great
going.
time.
I love it.
Yeah, use your
I'm sure
imagination,
you do.
folks.
I'm sure you do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here in the chat. We appreciate you all. It is wonderful to see you people, every last one of you. We're going to have a good time. We're going to kick it off with a little brief interview with the twins here, who are the lovely writers of both Yaira and Catch and Kill, the topics of this evening's program. And then about halfway through, we will give you all a moment to get your butts out of here if you don't want spoilers. If you were shirking your responsibilities and haven't read these books yet, shame on you. And then we're going to do some spoiler talk. How's that sound?
I can't wait to watch you squirm.
No, see? No. This isn't like week of launch spoiler talk. This is people have their books now spoiler talk.
I don't know. We might let something slip, something that's not in these books.
You'll
Why
have
you
to
gotta
be
do that to me?
fast to stop us.
You know
Yeah.
that part in Yaira 3 really informs you about Yaira 4?
Yeah, it does.
All right, we're already doing this. Okay, that's
Yep.
fine. I am also joined by my wonderful co-host, who is totally not my boss at all. Definitely is my boss. Carol Brown, the Duchess of the Dirty Deeds crew. Yes.
Woo! What am I going to do with you?
Demand
Hello,
more
everybody.
dirty deeds
Body
and cat.
pillow when?
Spingy's hot in his own way.
Oh my goodness. We're not doing that. Hello, I am fake Eric because there usually has to be an Eric, but he couldn't be here. So we just made a deal with like Netflix to like do the switch. So I'm going to be here with the interview questions and reminding folks about really fun things. When is Saints and Sinners shipping soon? Please follow us in our newsletter and social media, and we'll let you know when those are coming out. So thank you for asking about that. But I'm just kind of really here just to kind of watch like Andrew be uncomfortable while the twins get to do what they want. So this is my getting back energy moment. So
It is the getting back. I didn't do? I help. What did I do to deserve
no,
it?
see, this like refills my well. That's what it is. It refills my well. That's what it is. Yeah.
Horrible person.
Yeah, I know. Thank you
I
for the
don't know.
introduction.
Being teased by two twins all night is some people's idea of a good time.
And Caro, I mean, you're lucky.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll make it work. I'll make it work.
Well, shut
Thank
the.
you for your sacrifice.
And thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Of
this
course,
is your
we
show
couldn't have it
today.
without you.
Yeah,
y'all are
that'd
the
be
focus.
weird. Would you like
It'd
to
be kind of strange.
You could be a Soska with a blonde wig, Caro. You could just throw one on and you'd be great. You just put a mirror next to you and then there you are.
Andrew, and you don't even have to shave for me. Just, put on a blonde wig and they're like, that's Sylph, right?
That's terrible.
That's awful. That is so awful. Why would you do that?
Please
I would-
introduce yourselves.
Ladies, who are you? What do you do here?
Hi, I'm Sylvia.
I'm Jen. I'm the other one. I'm the sequel.
And we are lore masters and writers at the Rippaverse. We write Yaira, Bloodruth, Michael Copper. I don't know if I want to.
Some of us do.
I don't want to.
Some of us do.
I don't want to get into it because Caro's the lead editor in both books. Thank you, Caro. And you've seen the pages. I mean,
So she knows mine is better.
I don't think that's how she feels right now. I think all of us feel really bad for you. Like, oh, poor Jen. Have you seen the new Splash?
Yawn. It's always.
I'm already outnumbered. I'm keeping quiet.
Because Andrew obviously loves the curse the most. He'd rather go on a date with Lillian than Michael.
Well, yeah, because
That's true.
You admitted it. There you go. We also are Rippaverse ambassadors. If you've been to a convention, you've been hugged by us, probably forcefully. And for that, I do not apologize.
if you don't want to hug, just do the Wakanda sign.
Yeah,
Yeah, just,
that is the
just- I
national
wanna-
don't touch me. And also don't touch me works as well.
Yeah, exactly. And we wrote Catch and Kill, which was suggested from a list of things by Andrew.
Y'all wrote it. It
That
was
was
a good idea.
So mean to you. I'm sorry, Andrew. Thank you.
No, thank you for providing such a wonderful story that I had to attempt to follow. In the following RippaZine. So y'all are awesome.
I love yours though. I mean, I'm
Can't
guys.
spoil it, but it's great.
We are under $3,000 away from hitting $50,000 on RippaZine number 5. You get previews to The Great War, Norfolka, the Black Eye Club.
Some shitty Michael Copper book and The Cursed, which you really want to see. Like the art, the story, it'll wash away that Black Eye Club taste.
And there is an original story, but where Andrew introduces Zephyr Arland, who is a speedster, in case you guys couldn't tell from the trailer.
Yes, I do have that, but I am not the focus of tonight. Y'all are. And so before we dive into the interview questions, we did get a super chat from Cajun Corey. Thank you, my friend. Corey's come out to see us at conventions before. He's a great fan and member of my community and has been around for quite a while. Corey says, Kale, Jen, and Sylv looking good tonight. They always do. Hi, Caro. Hope you're well. I don't think I forgot anyone. Oh, wait. Hi, Andrew.
Nice. $5 to abuse you. I like it.
I like it, Corey. I like it.
I guess, yeah, if you're going to keep throwing the money at the channel while you do it, that's fine. You can verbally abuse me. I guess that's fair.
Okay.
What do you got for us, Carol?
I remembered how to use StreamYard. If you would like,
you?
I did. Yes, after not using it for a year. So let me see if I can do this. Nope. I think only you have the power to bring up what I'm trying to present. There we go. So we have to do our typical housekeeping, go over all the campaigns that we have, or collections, sorry, that we have going out right now. So we have the Definitive Isom, which as you guys can see, we've sold a whole 178 of those and we're getting over 25K. That's amazing. Thank you. We're really fond of this story because for most of us, it completely changed our lives and gave us jobs. We really like jobs, by the way. Jobs are like really nice, keeps lights on, food and belly. Good time, good time. And with no bias whatsoever, we have Horseman 2 that's still going strong. So we have put him back right now. Put him back.
Put boyfriend back.
Yeah, boyfriend. So boyfriend is still going strong. So we've sold we've almost hit 3K on this. That's absolutely amazing, but I'm not surprised. And
I'm not either.
Yeah, and I think this one's still neck and neck at the same time frame that the other one is, which just shows to everyone that boyfriend is amazing and everyone wants boyfriend. Thank you. That was my TED Talk. And then as we were talking about earlier, Sylvia did a great job of describing RippaZine 5 where we get to meet Zephyr, and he is also still going pretty fast on this track. So well done, sir.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Less than 30 away from 2K and less than $3,000 away from 50K on that.
Yeah.
If we hit 50K, guys, for total pre-order sales, I will reveal part of the Andrew sketch.
Part of the Oh, that's right. You do have an Andrew sketch, don't you?
I do have an Andrew sketch.
You
And if we
do.
get to it, it's going to be a high ask. But if we hit 100, I'll reveal the whole thing.
The whole thing, the whole sketch.
The whole Andrew sketch.
I think you should wear the Andrew sketch.
I think that's more reachable than, $85 million for the Isom Eric sketch. So, I'm being kind and reasonable to y'all. So support the Andrew sketch.
All right, you heard
I want
him.
to see the Andrew sketch.
I want to see you
pretty
cosplay the Andrew sketch. That's
It's
what I
pretty
want to
bad.
see.
That would be fun.
All right, and then of course we have our action figure that is still going as well. I would really like to sell more of these. That's my big push lately. If you ever talk to me about this, I'm going to start mentioning the toy because I would like to sell more of those. It's absolutely fantastic in person. I really hope you guys get your own for this. We're almost at 500 sold. That's pretty amazing considering this is one of our first toy figures that we've done. And then last but not least, this one's closing pretty soon. It's going to be closing on the 12th. So we have Norfolk.
This Friday.
Yeah, this Friday. And then there's going to be a stream on Thursday for it. If you guys would like to hear Eric and Dan go over some reactions to videos, if I'm correct on that. Is that still a thing?
Yes, that is happening. 1 p.m. Central. They are going to be reacting to reactions to the Glorious Death single.
So if you don't have plans
That's what I
for
understand.
September 11th, tune in.
Wow. Yeah. Make good memories. Watch this stream. That's the best I got.
The
for that.
irony of that song on September 11th, it just hit me. Glorious Death. September.
Oh, that's bad. Wow. Why
Night,
did you make that
everybody.
connection?
Thank you so much
You
for
just
tuning
good night, everybody.
All right,
Show's
well,
over.
Ripper.
Caro killed it.
What a
That's
guy.
fine.
I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
my
a-
dear
I'm a
lord.
vet. I can't help it. It's the one thing I remember. Anyway, it's doing really well, guys. It's doing really well. And it's an absolutely fantastic story. I know like Sylvia put in so much heart and effort into editing this as she was the lead editor for it, and it really shows. You guys are gonna love this book. Like every panel is just like
Gorgeous book.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Ronaldson killed it, and also for fantasy, which you have only gotten like a little bit of a hint of in the Rippaverse, it's crazy how Eric can do every different genre, and then when he does like this fantasy mythological world, it's just super badass. Like, you know, saw that one cover with that super hot babe I'm not really allowed to tell you anything about. What if there are multiple hot babes in this world? What if like Valid and Takari are super hot? What if everybody's like super hot? I don't
want a
know.
universe of super hot people. Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think that's kind of what we've got going on right now.
Universe of
One
hot
more
people.
super chat before we get into the interview questions. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure, thank you for the $5. Hail, everyone. My question is, when is the Spingy plushie getting released? That's a great question, Carol. When is the Spingy plushie getting released?
Why do I have any say on this? I pass on the feedback to the people that make the choices. I will pass this feedback on as well, Garfield. Thank you.
There it is. Also, Yaira 3 was great.
There was a Dirty Deeds campaign one day. I feel like it would be on there.
I feel like it should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
I
would like
Felsier
the-
body pillow. Let's not forget the Felsier body
Jen,
pillow.
nobody's getting a body pillow. We're not getting them.
I'll print one myself and I'll just model it and show people how
I think
great it is.
I think we'll get the body pillows when we get the booty shorts we never got.
And
Kara made us booty shorts.
I did. That was true.
that is a true story. Garfield's
Sorry you didn't get a
Bizarre
pair,
Adventure
Andrew.
also. I'm okay. I probably wouldn't pull them off quite nearly as well as y'all.
Squats. Do some squats, man. Just
I'll-
start doing
I'll get
squats
on
right now.
I'll get on that. Yeah, that'll be the 250,000 benchmark for Scene 5.
Okay, I'm buying some
Actually,
Rippaverse
no,
right
I'll
now.
pull an Eric. I'll make that the $8 million benchmark.
We never had an $8 million benchmark. What are you talking
It's worth doing. It's worth overdoing, right?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yaira
we have-
3 was great, especially that name drop towards the end. Says Garfield's Bizarre
Can't
Adventure.
take credit for that. That was a
We might
curveball
get
from the
there
boss.
later. We might get there when we get to the spoiler talk. Thank you, Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. And another $2 super chat from Larry Parker, waiting for Eric to do a jazz croon for Salvage.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be wicked.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Bully him on Twitter.
Yeah.
I always support bullying the boss on Twitter.
Yeah, it would be so cool if he made a theme song for a salvage like that.
The customer's always right, you guys. Just get in a flock and bully.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Larry Parker. Appreciate you. All right, Carol. What do you got for us?
Did you get this one from Warren?
There's another one?
Hi,
Ah,
Warren!
that one didn't appear on the other chat. Boo! Hello, Jen and Sylv. In Catch and Kill, I can see some rogue inspirations with Betty. Maybe a little Poison Ivy as well.
Yes. And if you haven't seen a show called Pushing Daisies,
by Brian Fuller. Sick.
yeah, it was the breakout role for Lee Pace, who played Romulus?
No, Ronan.
Ronan the Accuser. Yeah,
Yeah.
very tall man. But if you haven't seen Pushing Daisies, it was a Brian Fuller.
Yeah.
Brian Fuller, who did Hannibal show. And it didn't do well because it was really good and it was really smart and ahead of its time, but it was very cute. And if you have nothing to watch Star Trek or watch that.
We will go more into this question for the spoiler talk, but we really like
That'll be the
will
back half
they,
of the stream.
won't theys? And that was a curveball to can they?
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to getting to the latter half of the stream and actually talking some spoilers for Catch and Kill with y'all.
Yeah, I know you
Thank
love
you, Warren.
spoilers.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Andrew
love
secretly
spoilers.
loves
I love them when they're, when I can verify them and approve of them. That's what
It's like a whole process. Like, I would like to post this online. It's like, does it meet criteria? No, denied. Like, too late. I already did it. Like, no.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
when it's
put
not my
big
favorite.
eye emojis on everything. I'm like, that's not technically a spoiler.
Excellent. All right, Caro, what do you have for us?
I have 10 questions. 5 to
Ooh.
ask now and 5 to ask later. I'm setting expectations.
Wow, setting expectations pretty high. That sounds pretty organized for us.
I know.
Whoa. I'm down.
Yeah, everything's got a flow chart and a Gantt chart and everything else. But we'll go ahead and start with question 1 for the twins. So I know that you said that this story kind of came as an idea from Andrew, but what was your but what was your big inspiration when you wanted to tell this story?
Oh, my big inspiration for telling Catch and Kill is, as you may have guessed, if you're reading our books, we write like Yaira, super powerful, Bloodruth, super powerful. You guys haven't read the Lillian and Michael books, but again, super powerful. And grew up reading X-Men, and some people were a Storm, some people were a Wolverine, and sometimes you're Jubilee, and you can just do like a little poof, a little thing. And I cannot confirm or deny that there are special talents that Winslow and Betty have, but I wanted to see what it would be like for a character that is extremely intelligent with the things that are their skills, and how they would be able to be a really big threat against people with superpowers just by utilizing what they're capable of doing to the best of their ability. I almost spoiled it, Andrew. Oh my God.
She's trying so
You were
hard.
good.
She's
You were
trying.
good.
I
I'm
was
so
good.
proud of
No, I
you.
was good.
We thought it
I'm
would
so
be.
proud of you.
We thought it would be an interesting way to have a civilian perspective of the Rippaverse, because the way Yaira or Brian Solari or Bloodruth would see the Rippaverse, it's from their heightened, elevated stature of having these great powers and these great responsibilities. But what if it was somebody who could easily die? What if it was somebody who was meeker? When I created Betty Brooke, I was like, we have so many like ravishing sex pots in the Rippaverse. What if we had somebody who was more demure and covered up with a reason? And
Betty's still very sexy. She's just not, she doesn't dress quite as liberally as Yaira does.
she can't.
Can't she?
She can't.
Why?
I can't tell you. And because of that, I thought it would be an interesting story and character for the Rippaverse. And plus, I'm a big Spidey fan, and he was a photojournalist. So I was like, yeah.
We also write a lot of characters that's morality is very shades of gray,
Yes.
or black, towards the black side.
Yeah.
And I wanted Winslow Valiant to be such a good guy, because, you know, we don't have enough good guys in
Journalism?
Yes. Journalistic integrity is no longer a thing. Back when I'm old, but when I was a little girl, when you watched the news, they just told you what was happening without an opinion.
Yeah.
And you were supposed to be the audience that would listen to the facts and make your own opinion. And now they just take their opinion and they shove it down your throat until it feels like they're, you know, meat puppeting you, and what they think is what you think now too. And I didn't want Winslow to be like that. I wanted him to be like ideal.
Yeah.
A real hero in his own way.
I like that. I'm a fan of Winslow for a great many reasons, but I do love the fact that he is very decidedly on the side of the angels.
Yeah. He's a good
like
guy.
characters
It's going to
like that.
cause him a lot of trouble.
You know what they say. Best of intentions sometimes.
Yeah.
Dave Stones.
What else you got for us, Tara? What's
Everything.
question 2?
Question 2. Okay. Are you guys ready for question 2?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, as the lore masters of our company, you know everything about our universe. You know everything about our characters, places, all that jazz. So, when you have to write your own stories and we're approaching making these characters in this world, how do you do it without overloading your reader with everything that you know?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that is a good question. Damn.
That is a
That's
good
great
question.
It's because my mind is very simple. Simple.
Won't argue that. Won't argue that.
Well, a lot of the time we look at the universe and the stories that are existing and are about to go into production. And a lot of the time we look at things that could use an expansion. For example, in Catch and Kill, there is a photograph that Betty takes that gets her in a little bit of hot water, but it's a character everybody's really curious about, but it doesn't overload the reader with anything. It just gives you a little nugget into, oh shoot, so other people have interacted with this character. I wonder what that means. Maybe it's going to lead to more reveals in 5-10 years from now.
I'm a big comic book fan. I love the X-Men. They were one of my first, like, ooh, I love all of these guys. And there's so many great characters. And every once in a while, a character would be popular enough to get its own kind of spin-off. And one thing that made spin-offs I felt successful versus the ones that are like, oh man, this isn't working, is if a character was able to be in a world that was supported by them and that it doesn't interfere with, like, Catch and Kill doesn't affect Norfolka. It doesn't affect any other world. I mean, it changes the perspective of the Rippaverse, but it doesn't interfere with, it's not like, oh my gosh, now Chuck can't write Horseman 5 because of this thing that happened in Catch and Kill. In Horseman 5, you can throw Winslow in there if he feels like it, or not, but it just doesn't, the characters that we create, like even with Yaira and Bloodruth, it was so important for them to be part of the universe, but also part of their own universe, so that their stories could endlessly have like things to write and talk about. And they weren't leaning on like, hey, Brian Solari has to be in every Yaira issue, or hey, we need Lillian and Michael in every issue of some other thing, you know, just so that they could be more self-contained.
This next question isn't the actual next question, but as you were speaking, it made me thoughtful, and I wanted to get everybody's thoughts on it. One of the things I'm hearing from folks that still read like other comics outside of our own is that they become a little exasperated by how much background reading they have to do in order to catch up with what's going on right now. I know we all still read comics here that aren't just our own. So I'll start with Andrew. Like, what's your thought on that? Do you think there's too much like excessive reading that has to be done? And chat, you can give us thoughts too. You're here with us.
Yeah, certainly. Well, as somebody who actually still frequents their LCS every single week and reads new comics every single week, I can absolutely confirm that sentiment. One thing that I really appreciate about our comic books, not that I'm biased, kind of am, is that we're pretty intentional and careful about trying to make it so that if somebody is really only interested in character X and Y, they can pretty easily just follow character X and Y. They don't have to feel like they have to also follow everybody else, you know, in our universe in order to know what's going on with character X and Y. That's a majorly purveying issue in mainstream comics right now, because most comic book fans, not all, there are your Erics who were buying literally everything that was new that week off the shelf. But then you have me where, you know, I'm walking away with maybe like 12 new books because I've got my characters that I want to follow. Then there are plenty of characters that I don't. I don't want to feel forced to read characters that I'm not interested in following just because they happen to have something happen in a book that I am following. That gets frustrating. Don't make me feel strong-armed into reading those other characters that I don't otherwise have any interest in. Entice me, give me reasons to want to check those characters out, but don't like make me feel forced in order to understand what's going on in the books I do care about, that I have to go read these ones that I don't care about.
It's fair.
A fine answer. Ladies, what is your thoughts on that question?
I think, and loving movies as much as I do, I feel like the movies really ruined the stories we're getting in comic books, because all of a sudden these movie companies bought these comic book companies, and they didn't have the respect for the fans that made these IPs worthy of being turned into movies, that had the original fan base. They're like, let's make it more like this. Let's push this character that we have a movie coming out with, or let's push this team up that we saw in the movies. And it just feels a little dishonest because it just doesn't follow the support that made these characters so popular. Like, I'm a diehard Spider-Man fan. One of the things I loved about Spider-Man is he had a very strong marriage. Mary Jane and Peter's relationship was in no way perfect, they were always learning from each other and they were getting stronger from that relationship. Like the amount of times he proposed to her and she was like, I just want to be free, Peter, whatever. And you're like, oh my God, Mary Jane. And when they finally got together, there's so many times like he would have the worst day ever. He was dying and she's like, I made you eat cakes, Tiger. You want me to pull off my nightgown? And you're like, that's a good marriage. I love this. And now they're like, it's all about shock value. I remember in Spider-Man, I think it was 700, where they started the Superior Spider-Man thing and they switched bodies and then Peter was killed in Doc Ock's body. And I remember his eye even came out. And then the next thing he was banging Mary Jane. And I was like, what is this? And they're like, well, outrage sells more comics. People get more excited. We made Captain America a Hydra and people were so angry. And it's like, but why do you want that reaction? Why don't you want to just sit on your laurels of the great characters that you've created and then have those big kind of moments? So I think that they've lost the narrative a little bit and they're not putting characters in necessarily that you want to see. Like also like Maximum Carnage. There's so many different characters from Marvel that were put together that I had never seen before necessarily. And I was like, oh, that's smart because, it's a big event thing. So Spidey has to get a bunch of extra people. That made sense to me. Spidey not being able to do something and then having to go over to like Iron Man and get an Iron Man spider suit. It's like he's always poor. That was like part of the specialty of him. So in short, I think a lot of them miss it. I think they're trying to go back to what people loved. I'm really excited about Jimmy Palmiotti's Punisher. Jimmy's a really good friend of mine. He's told me some of his Punisher ideas, which I'm like, holy shit, if Frank Castle did that, I would be so happy. He's got 2 different books coming out. I think it's Daredevil and Punisher and just Punisher. So I'm hoping after they've lost so much money and so many fans, they're going to be like, hey, let's stop pissing them off for a bit.
I think that what you're talking about is they're trying to chase the dragon of Superman's death.
Yeah.
And Superman's death, it was more of a spectacle. I don't think anyone would be like, oh man, that time Superman died. I loved that.
Yeah.
It was just like, you can't kill Superman. It's like they martyred him. They Jesus Christed him. Jesus was supposed to die for our sins. Superman is supposed to live forever and take care of us and just show us like an example of what to be. I think one of the failures of modern comic books is that it used to be like coming home. I used to be able to pick up a Daredevil comic anytime and still blind, still a lawyer, still not being paid well, still banging the most toxic women possible. And on the flip side, having this Catholic morality. And I'm like, man, I don't know if you're really the person to be judging in this situation right here. And now, you have to pick up a comic and you're like, oh, by the way, Captain America's a Nazi, or hey, Black Widow is a clone, or by the way, I know you haven't been here for a few years, but Iceman's gay. Sorry if you identified with him before, but he's gay and he's not even genuinely gay. He's been mind controlled into being gay. So it just takes what people used to be able to come back to, like wrestling. It's something that's always the same that you're able to just jump back in and pick up. Yeah. And now you have to look back at this crazy shit. It used to be that the things like the Clone Wars would happen and then Marvel would be like, ooh, that didn't work. Let's just not talk about the Clone Wars anymore. But now there are so many different times where I don't know who's editing and I don't know who's watching the writers, but sometimes something happens and it's like, who said that was okay? Whoever thought it was a good idea to reveal Daredevil's identity? He's a blind lawyer. He could always say, I'm blind, it's circumstantial evidence. But no, they just decided, whatever with that. I will say with our stories in Rippaverse, we always have a little part at the beginning that catches you up with what's happening. And I know in particular when Sylvie and I write a comic, we try to make it self-contained. I mean, there will be some moments where you're like, who the fuck is this guy? But if you keep reading, you kind of figure out who the fuck that guy is.
Who is this guy, though?
Oh, wait to the second half. I don't want to talk about that guy yet. He's a naughty boy.
Who is that guy?
He's that guy. I think for me, the one thing that I think the various publishing houses are struggling with is modernization, kind of like Cracker Barrel, where they're trying to be hip and cool with it, but in doing so, they end up losing like the thing that brought people to it a little bit. I know when you mentioned Captain America and the Hail Hydra thing, I remember somebody sent that to me, and I threw my phone at the sofa. I was like, no, like that's just BS. Like he would never do that. Or then I can't remember when was it the John Kent Superman where like his dad was just like, I can't stand humanity, they're just terrible, and he just left us. And I was like, no, like Superman would never abandon us. He would come back and tell us to be better. Like that's what he did. And then my favorite is with Frank Castle, where they didn't know what to do with Frank Castle after they made him hallucinate and see the spirit of his dead wife, who admitted that she cheated on him and his children weren't his, and he had a mental crisis. So then they threw him into another dimension where he just basically like walked around with 2 children following him everywhere. And I was like, wow, you guys must have been really smoking something in that back room there. Like you just didn't know what to do. So
it's horrible. You even mentioning that Frank Castle thing to me makes me so like rageful.
Yeah, especially if you know Frank Castle, because like that memory was like his core component, and so you've just tainted it. So like, good job, guys. Good job. You're like, what if we did this? And like, how about not? So, but enough of me talking. We'll move on to question 3, because again, this is all about you and all the wonderful things that you've done. So far, the things that you've published for us have been a little bit more long form. So what was it like having to switch from doing 45, 90 pages down to 15?
Oh, it's for me, it's the difference between doing a feature film or doing a short film. A feature film, you can take your time, you can build tone, you can waste time. Honestly, you can waste time. You can look at a beautiful picture, you can look at beautiful images, you can think, you can take people in a direction that isn't important to the plot. But in a short film, just like a short story, every single bit matters. If you have read Catch and Kill, and I hope that you have, there is a character that is introduced very early on in the beginning, and his name is Mickey, and I love him. And Mickey is introduced as a character that doesn't seem like maybe he's going to go anywhere, but he is important to the story. And there are little things threaded throughout the story to make you know exactly who Winslow is. With Yaira, we got 90 pages. We really could take our time. Just with Sydney Bloodruth, we had 90 pages to really show you what she can do, what she can't do, what her feelings are, what motivates her. With Winslow, you had to be very clever, and Betty as well, but I'll let you talk about Betty. But with Winslow, right away, you see him in a situation that tells you what kind of person he is. You see how he is at work. You see how people treat him at work. And you also find very quickly that there's more to Winslow than meets the eye. And it was really fun putting those little tidbits together. And I don't think this is a spoiler, but Andrew, you can scold me. There's a perspective shift in Catch and Kill. We start from Winslow's perspective, and then we shift over to Betty's, because you get to know exactly what Winslow's thinking for the first 7-8 pages, seven maybe. And then you shift over to Betty. And then at the very end, you get both. The last page, you get both of their perspectives together, and that was really fun. That part was based on an X-Files episode with Luke Wilson. If y'all have seen it, it was when Scully and Mulder were retelling a story of what happened. And I think if you've watched it, Mulder remembered Luke Wilson as being hideous, and Dana Scully remembered him being super hot. So that was fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of X-Files that inspired Catch and Kill. It's funny because when we first started working for Marvel, we were only doing short stories. So we never thought that they would hire us for more than the very first story, Secret War Journal #5, featuring Night Nurse. And so we're like, oh, this is so cool. I mean, I've been reading Marvel since I was 9 years old. Let's do a good job at this. And it was so well received. They asked us to come back for 2 other short stories before they let us write an ongoing well, I guess it's a limited series now because they didn't like the killing pedophiles of Black Widow, but it was going to be an ongoing. It really was going to be an ongoing.
I feel Marvel like that, and Disney was like, no.
I can't thank the editorial team on Marvel enough for that, because I remember we were hired to do a Marvel Max thing, and then because of Jen,
what?
Standards and practices came in, and they were like, Black Widow can't set pedophiles on fire while they're screaming and begging for their lives.
Listen, there's a reason behind that. Usually issue 2 has a drop off. So my editor said, hey, bring the excitement up. And I was like, oh, okay, I can bring a little bit of excitement up. And then I was quickly told that Black Widow can't kill like Punisher, and I'm like, she probably is worse. I mean, she's
Right?
a Russian
I was gonna
spy.
say Red Room, like I'm
Right?
pretty sure she'd be just as nasty.
Yeah, she was killing people as a kid. Frank just had one bad day.
He had a really bad day. Well,
Yeah,
shout
it
out
was
to
pretty
our
bad.
editor because he made Frank kill pedophiles after. I was like, maybe everyone kills him. Maybe get Spidey on it next. Like, let's just see his dark side. Anyhow, we loved writing a short.
That was an answer. Yeah, sure.
That was a beautiful answer.
That was a
And
beautiful answer.
Thank you.
I want to pick on Andrew because Andrew had to write his short story, and I know you wrote something long form before. So what was it like having to like condense something down like that for you?
It was, and I won't go too much into detail for it because if you want the full story, I would say pre-order RippaZine 5 because I did an interview with the lovely Soskas, and I go pretty in depth of the creative process and the experience of writing this character and creating the character. But yes, I did start out writing something longer form, and you were like, "Cool, not yet, shorter." I'm like, "How short?" 16-page short story.
Sprint.
Okay, mind you, I had
Yes.
just taught myself how to write a comic script like this year, right? Or last year.
Impressive though.
Like,
Sick.
Like I spent a whole weekend learning the process of the formatting and everything. I'm like, okay, so but now I had to take what I had tried to teach myself and garnered from working alongside y'all, because you're all very talented writers, and a lot of coaching from Caro, and take all of that and be like, okay, so now how does this translate down to only this many pages? And how do I do that in such a way that makes this story feel like this is not an open and shut story in that it can't go anywhere afterwards, but that the story that was being told here was told, right? And that was tricky. That was a challenge because I have a tendency, based on the fact that I read The Hobbit when I was 7 and the Lord of the Rings trilogy when I was 8, I can be a little verbose. I can be a little wordy, and so I have a tendency to write a lot, and I had to learn to pare that down quite a bit. And it was a fun experience, and I think, and I would recommend this to anyone who has any designs of writing, whether it's comic books, prose, whatever. Practice with short stories. This is advice and instructions that Caro passed to me. Now I'm passing it to y'all because it is great practice for pacing, great practice, especially when it comes to comics, for optimally utilizing your panel real estate, your page real estate. So yeah, that was a fun experience.
Thank you. I was just
You
curious.
got a lot in that 16 pages. There is a lot in there, particularly no spoilers on the 16th page.
Yeah, it's really good setup. I can't say it, but there's that thing that you did that inspired another thing that's a larger scale.
Even I don't know what the fuck you're
Of the
saying.
thing isn't.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Even I don't know what's
Thank
going
you.
on.
I'll put it in the private chat for all of
Thank
us.
you.
Don't put it in the public chat.
Wait, I don't know how to do it. Anyways, I'll just leave it.
That's amazing.
I just put it in the chat. Everybody's like, what do you mean about Korea? I'm just joking.
We're not even talking about Korea, dude. Mm-mm.
Not yet. Okay, so here's a fun question that I'm wondering how you guys are going to answer this without spoilers, so I apologize. But in the short story that you wrote for Catch and Kill, what are some themes and ideas that you want the readers to pick up on?
One of the themes, we can go back and forth.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
feel your player one is like, I've got an answer.
No,
but,
no.
there is the battle of good versus evil.
Mm.
And one of the themes of good versus evil is that sometimes it seems like it's impossible for good to triumph over evil because sometimes the evil is big, like big bad Buffy type evil. But the fact is that light, even the smallest light, penetrates the darkness.
Good
and
word
that
usage.
is that you like that one.
Yeah, I did.
But that is one of the main themes of it, and it's also the doing the right thing is never the easiest thing to do. It's usually the most dangerous thing to do, and it usually puts you out a lot, and it is not good for your reputation to do the right thing. Winslow doesn't always make friends in places because of his need to do the right thing, but he does it anyways because it is the right thing to do.
I would say one big theme is appearances are deceiving. There's more going on than catches the eye at first glance. No spoilers. Perhaps things that seem a lot more straightforward are not what they seem.
You're doing it slow just to drive Andrew crazy. Like the next word could be a giant spoiler.
I'm so terrified to answer this question. I'm so glad you went first. Perhaps there are secrets in plain view that it takes an extra sense to discover.
You're right on the edge there, man.
I
You're
am.
right
I'm so
on-
scared.
You're
I'm
right
so
on
scared.
the edge there.
You're doing great. I'm so proud of you.
And-
This next question's a lot easier to answer. You guys ready?
Oh, thank
Yeah.
God.
Okay. how's the reader feedback been shaping up now that the folks are starting to comment? How do you feel about that?
It's actually been overwhelming. Like the people saying how much, because it's easy to love Yaira. She's hot. She's badass. She
All the bells and whistles.
well,
the
she's the
3D
kind of
assets.
person that like if someone pisses you off, you just punch them and knock them into the ocean, right? It's
No
just-
spoilers.
But anyways, she's like the do what you want, not do what you should kind of girl.
Yeah.
And you know, Sydney is she's just so good.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to love her. And also both characters, Eric already gave us like he put them over wrestling term.
Yeah, he did.
Like they're already winners, and by the time they're okay, you can come up, and they're already winners. So by the time that you start reading Yaira and Bloodruth, you kind of already have like feelings towards them. But Winslow and Betty are our first two original characters that aren't just like an add-on to like the Yaira universe or the Bloodruth universe. So for people to have loved the story so much, like my God, the feedback has been phenomenal. I always also like I never had expectations of anyone saying, "Oh, give us more catch and kill. Let's give them their own book." I always thought that they could be like a Callie Briggs. Kind of like, oh, if we need the police or a Mick Davies, we can go over in that section. But yeah, I'm very overwhelmed by the response. If we did ever get blessed with continuing what do you want?
He's getting comfortable. He's getting comfortable.
This is your dog.
He loves his
Anyways,
aunt.
yeah, he does because I babysit him. What do you want? Okay, he's settled. He's settled. But if the stories went on, it would be a lot like the theme of the X-Files that Betty and Winslow have their two different types of people, two different types of perspective, and they would be after the truth every week. I think that's why I don't trust the government. Did anyone else watch the X-Files as a kid and just grow up with like the government is lying no matter what? Yeah, me too.
I did not, but by way of, I know you don't understand this because you're Canadian, but by way of me being born in America, I have a natural distrust for government.
Wait a minute, Andrew.
Fancy that.
Andrew, you haven't seen the X-Files?
No, I never watched it.
What? Get out.
What?
I watched Buffy at least.
Whoa. I feel that you would love the
You
X.
would
Yeah.
love it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
X-Files
gosh.
is totally your thing.
You
Yeah.
would be so all over it.
All right, well maybe I'll check it out one of these days.
I'm surprised it hasn't been like part of like your development as a young person watching it. I have just gotten into Star Trek Next Gen because I couldn't find anything good to watch.
Whew.
And it's like my new Buffy. Like I'm quoting it all the
Yeah.
time. I'm thinking, oh, what's wrong with this future? It's not going towards Star Trek future because it's an idealist world, right?
Yeah.
I'll say one last thing about Star Trek before I continue on. Maybe we do a Star Trek thing later. I don't know, chat. But do you ever notice in Star Trek they don't have surveillance because they never predicted a surveillance state?
Mhm.
Like if something happens on the ship, it's not like, oh, let's bring up the cameras in the bathroom, because you just have to speak to people. It's not like Big Brother is always watching. I mean, they predicted a lot of beautiful technologies, but they never predicted that, we would turn on ourselves and be looking for domestic terrorism all over the place.
Well, that wouldn't happen in the Star Trek world. They
No.
were too busy about learning about each other and respecting each other's differences.
Yeah,
It's
beam me the fuck up. Get me off this planet. I want to go.
You said you were going to be done with Star Trek.
I am now.
Okay.
Probably.
In answer to your question, the response has been very gracious.
Excellent.
Wow.
I'd like to-
That was the question, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Well, Catch and Kill wasn't really flashy. It's when you read the story, you're like, oh, snap. So that's what those two characters are up to. Very naughty.
No spoilers.
Or 3 characters. I don't know. I can't count.
No spoilers.
I went to public school. I'm sorry.
Well, the good news is that we have done the first 5 questions, which means that we can move into spoiler talk. But first, let's play I don't know, you pick the trailer you want to play, Andrew. And then we can get water and everything. So
Yeah, get water, get whatever you need.
I
fix
fix
your
my
hair.
eyebrow.
Yeah, y'all look perfect.
You look fine, Carol. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a
All
race.
right. All right.
Andrew, you
I will
look
play.
Puritan, right? Guys love that.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, especially
I
that
appreciate
fringe. Look at his anime fringe, guys. Like, it's perfect.
That's gorge.
We were talking about it before we went live. He's got the perfect anime
It
fringe.
looks good. He looks like he's from Japan.
Quick,
Well,
play the
thank
video.
I'm going to play the video. Before
Have a
the
nice
chat's like, stop talking about Andrew, for the love of God.
Here we stand at the turn of the tide. I can see an innate desire. Sword in hand, warriors side by side. I can feel it, it burns like fire. Worlds collide, an unstable landscape. Side by side, but that's what this mandates. Be it might, an unlikely allegiance. We will fight because that's the best defense. No turning back, for such is our path. This day we find a glorious death. Glorious death. Our goal, our mission is clear. As we ride against a dark empire, by my soul, may the last thing they hear be the roar of this raging fire. Disobey the savagery mindset. Not today, we'll let loose and find it. Brutal will define our reaction. Rip out the throat of each one in their faction. No turning back, for such is our path. This day we find the
sick.
You all have been warned. Y'all had almost 5 full minutes to get your butts out of here if you didn't want spoilers. I
Switch
will
us
not
down.
be held responsible for the consequences of your actions.
Oh, whatever. Here, switch us now.
You're not the boss. Never mind. I'm not going to finish that.
I didn't tell Andrew before the stream started.
No,
but
she didn't.
Yeah, and so while we were on that little quick break, I sent him all the spoiler questions, and I was like, "Your turn." So Indy Andrew has to ask spoiler questions.
Yeah, so ironically enough, I'm the one that asks the spoiler questions. How about that?
You love it.
I love y'all. That's what I love.
Good answer.
That's what I love.
Good answer.
Before we get into the spoiler talk, we had another $5 super chat. Very generous. Thank you, Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. Appreciate you, brother. Says, okay, guys, hear me out. Dirty Deeds crew travel to Earth and attend a Norfolk concert.
Beatles would do it.
Beatles, he'd be jamming. He'd be jamming.
Yeah.
Would Felizar go to pick up the groupies though? Because I feel like he'd be like, "Why are all these women? Oh, I get it."
No, the groupies pick up Felsiar.
Yeah. I think he'd be all for it.
He's kind of like a place with like mostly naked women headbanging. Hell yeah, let's do it.
He would already have like the hair metal hair going on, so he'd fit in too.
Yeah,
he
You
would.
got that rock star vibe.
Yeah, and I feel like Sulia and Arad would just like the music. They'd be like, "This is sick."
They would be like in the background, like kind of like on the outside, being like, "This is good vibes," right? But they wouldn't be like moving or anything.
Right.
And for some
Or
reason,
in-
I like the idea of Spingy and the only size shirt that could fit him, but he's still like drowning in it. And he's just like looking up with his like eyes and all the like pyrotechnics, being like, "Whoa,
Make it happen.
I love it.
Kanan, I
love
see you in the chat. That would be a great photo for no reason."
You know, if you've got nothing else to do, because you totally don't work your butt off already. Another $2 super chat from Warren.
Hi, Warren.
So, that Council of Magus. Poor Yaira. Oh, we will get there. Oh, we
Guys?
will get there.
Oh, I won't spoil anything yet, but yes.
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 Let's get into some questions here. Thank you so much, Warren. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for their support, whether you're just hanging out and chatting, whether you're super chatting, whether you're sharing out the stream, which I'd appreciate and encourage you to do.
And big love to our lurkers that are doing absolutely nothing but being here. I love you for it.
If you are like me and you throw your earbuds in while you're cooking dinner or something like that, or cleaning, and you listen to people's streams, even if you're not interacting in the chat, God bless you. I appreciate you.
Thank you for the view. Thank
We
you.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Spoiler time questions. Ready?
Oh my God, born ready.
That was actually probably the dumbest question I could have asked.
My body is ready. Give it to me. Don't clip that. Okay, clip it.
It's clipped.
Should be
It's
someone's
already clipped.
ringtone.
It's already clipped. It's long past clipped. All right. What moment in the story? This could go for Yaira or it could go for Catch and Kill.
Mm.
What moment in the story was the hardest for you to write emotionally?
In Yaira, guys, hold on to your butts. It's Yeshua's betrayal of Yaira.
Mm-hmm.
He is her childhood friend, but he sees this much of what's going on in her life and what she's going through, and he makes this huge decision on who he thinks she is without really following up with her, just basically listening to a bunch of lies from where Yaira came from. And he falsely idolizes Yanessa, who, as we've told you, is based on Hillary Clinton. Do not idolize in that direction.
He did watch her murder all of them.
But he didn't know he didn't know that Magus Numite killed Abuela. He didn't know that Yantony and Yanessa came there to brutally kill Yaira and to destroy Stefania. He only saw the really fun shit at the volcano, which was if you just came in that part of the story, maybe Yaira doesn't turn out in the brightest of light. Again, she never claimed to be a hero. She's doing her own shit for her own reasons.
It's really difficult to put situations where Yaira is at a disadvantage, and a lot of the time, especially if you have a friend your whole life, you let your guard down. And if you reread Yaira too, she's all like, "Oh, Joshua, it's so good to see you. You've come to help me. Oh, this is so wonderful." And he's like, "What about Yanessa? What's going on here?" And she's just not picking up any of the red flags because she's just like, and she's literally like changing in front of him. She's coming on way too strong, but she's been there for 500 years. She's so freaking lonely that when she sees him and it's like a connection to her past, she's like, oh, and she's filling in the blanks of what the relationship is from when she saw him when they were just children. And the truth of the matter is that they grew up in two very different places. She left home. He stayed there. When he stayed there, he grew up to be a different person. When she was gone, she even joined the Magus, which you're going to find out, according from his freakout, isn't the greatest thing to do. They're very, very bad people.
But very, very cool people. I love how Deborah obviously knew where the story was going.
Yeah.
So when she sees Yeshua on the beach, she lays it on so thick. Like when Yaira puts her arms around him and throws her head against his chest, like she's so happy.
Yeah.
And it's a moment that you want to be happy for Yaira because she suffered so much up until that point. Like she really wanted and needed a friend. And even when she left, you could tell that she wanted Yeshua to come with her. So him being there all of a sudden, she doesn't ask why. She doesn't ask why right now that he's there. She's just like so lonely because she has this exterior. She's watched her entire family die at this point. She's never remarried. She keeps a distance from people because obviously she lives longer than humans. So it's like vampire rules. You can only stay with your people or the people in your life long enough before they're like, hey, she's not aging. That's fucked up.
We really tried to make it subtle in Yaira 2 and then Yaira 3 is the big payoff with Joshua. But some of you guys are right on detectives. You're like, I don't trust this Joshua guy. What's his deal? Why is he shown up? And it was like, it was cool to see that kind of a reaction. The end was a fun curveball. That's Eric July. Eric is awesome because he reads all of the books and then he's like, what if this crazy thing happens? And that ending, I felt, put not only gave a great ending, a great button to the whole thing, but it also gave something where everybody's like, holy fuck. So how long has this been going on with this Neptune Magus Painite deception?
And Catch and Kill, the hardest thing to write emotionally was killing Mickey. Because Mickey was a former vet. Like the people, we'll talk about it later. We won't spoil the spoilers quite yet. But he was taken because he was a war vet, and that will be paid off later. Why they were going for former military only. And he'd already had a life of service. And you do see this a lot. I know in Vancouver and in other places that there isn't support for our war vets. A lot of them come like back broken and hurting and without anywhere to go. And there's no programs for them. The amount of people that have served our country that are on the street is absolutely disgusting. And Mickey is just a sweet guy. Even though he's got really bad circumstances, he's got like a good nature and a kind heart. And that's when I knew he had to die.
Yeah. The hardest for me was when Lillian wasn't getting her way and she had to shout at Michael and he just had to be like, I know my princess. I know.
She was right. Michael's fucked up.
She suffers so much. All she wants is a super soldier. Is that so hard to ask?
And a castle. And
I was going to say, she was a castle.
And probably a dragon if she thinks about it.
I was about to say she's probably going to see that dragon and be like, Michael, why don't I have a dragon?
She can ride the dragon. I should be riding a dragon.
I should have 2 dragons.
She's probably like, that's cultural appropriation, Blood Ruth. Only the Japanese should ride dragons.
I could see that argument going down too. She'd be like, excuse, like, I don't think you understand. You're not allowed to ride dragons. I am. Just see Sydney being like, what are you on?
Yeah, I would have been. I can imagine Sydney even just being like, "This isn't even an Eastern dragon. Like, what do you want? Like, yours don't have wings."
Yeah, you are very discriminatory about dragons. This is dragon racism. This is actually a dragon not claimed by your nation.
All dragons look the same to me. He's a Werven, though, isn't he?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a type of dragon.
They're in Skyrim. They call them all dragons. Anyhow.
They do. Wonderful answers. Next question. Were there any scenes that drastically changed from your first draft to the final one.
Yes, the ending of Yaira 3. It actually, since we're doing spoilers, guys, it ended with everybody looking and being like, "Ooh, spooky! We're gonna get her! Oh, we're all spooky." That's the group of people.
And then we got a brilliant note from Eric July. Very often, like sometimes even later on in the game, Eric will come with like a little pearl of genius and be like, "What about this?" And we're like, "Oh shit, yeah. What about that? Let's do this for that." He did not want Yaira to find Neptune very soon.
Yeah, it's
And
too
he
easy.
said, he's like, I don't want her to have caught up with him. What can you give us? And we're like, well, we have an idea.
And it was kind of already in the blueprint of the comic, because we have Javier Cruz, who is actually Magus Painite, and you can tell he's like Shang Tsung, Mortal Kombat reference.
Shapes.
So maybe he's all like, I'm gonna pretend to be this Spanish businessman, so you definitely won't think I'm also Neptune. And Cleto definitely didn't know that either.
As you know, Magus Painite so far is all about the pain. I mean, every word bubble he has, pretty much he references pain and its importance to him. So yeah, it's all about the suffering, and he's created a long game of suffering for Yaira.
And it seems like he's especially butthurt over whatever happened with Zaylin. Something happened, and they're all like, Space Daddy came here. Okay, we just gotta avoid him, but we can still mess with Yaira.
Nothing changed in Catch and Kill. At one point, we were like, oh no, Gang is wearing the same color suit as Michael. What do we do? And we're like, just keep him in the tuxedo.
Yeah.
I like that. What's really cool about that, especially with saying that nothing even changed between drafts for Catch and Kill, is that I think a lot of fans probably felt the same way when they read it. Catch and Kill is so different from everything else that you've written with us, and so it was kind of like you leaning and tapping into a different part of your creativity, like a different part of your brains, and it's cool to see that you were able to do that so organically and naturally, and it was just like it just landed. And a lot of people have been saying, yeah, this is like one of my favorite entries in the RippaZine so far, because they just were not expecting it, right? They didn't know what to expect. And I tried my best to let people know, like, hey, like this might be a sleeper hit, guys. Like I think
did say that, spoiler king.
Well, I mean, I knew, because it's an investigative reporting story, right? And journalism story. And so that's a pretty niche like demographic you're probably looking at right there. But that's just on its face. I think when more people are reading it, all of a sudden it clicks so well because it's just paced very well. The story's really good. The characters are super fleshed out. The characters are likable. It's really impossible to not like Winslow and Betty. There's great characters.
Oh, thank you.
So they're my favorite characters you guys have created so far.
Oh, thank you.
I suck it, Stefania.
She takes a while to warm up to, honest. Like by the time we're in like Rippaverse 10-year anniversary, I think a lot of people will love Stefania if we don't kill her. Ha 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 ha. But Andrew, you haven't watched X-Files yet. This plays a lot like an X-File, because the X-Files was all about, we found a truth. Oh my God, this is going to change everything. We've got the proof. It gets buried at the last minute. I remember one of the reasons I wanted to write Catch and Kill is I don't think people understand the phrase catch and kill, and that it's a media thing where someone will buy a story, and that means you can't print it anymore. And usually they take that story and they put it in like, Hillary Clinton is in the Middle East to find Batboy. Well, the true part of the story was Hillary was in the Middle East. Sorry, Hillary, I'm really giving you a hard time. I know you're my biggest fan, but
she always watches Roundtable.
She really does. But the Batboy thing was the thing that was put in to make it ridiculous. I'm sure some of you remember growing up when you went to like the cash register, there would be all those like trash magazines with like insane titles, but that was Catch and Kill. You buy it, or you do the other thing, you just kill it. I own that story. Like I own the story of this corporation doing whatever, so nobody can print anything about it.
But it was something that necessarily had to happen, because if they didn't bury that story, Michael and Lillian were definitely going to bury Winslow and Betty. Like, what were they going to do?
Oh yeah, they would have. I mean, when you read Black Eye Club and The Cursed, you don't mess with them. They do bad things.
But it's nice because Genghis, his boss, Gang is so on his ass, like, oh, Winslow sucks. Betty, don't get drawn into his craziness. And he's like, oh, thanks for the hard sell, boss. And at the end, he kind of puts himself in the way so his reporters don't get killed. So it's kind of, you're like, oh, he's like a J. Jonah Jameson. He's
or
mean, but
like
he has a heart, or a Skinner.
I was about to say Skinner from X-Files.
But Andrew doesn't know X-Files.
He's gonna know, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, Jen's smart for saying that thing."
Got a big weekend ahead of
I
him.
already constantly say Jen's smart.
It's because I started watching Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
That got me brownie points.
Excellent. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, this is a fun one. This is interesting. Which character surprised you the most while writing? And for those in the chat that might not understand that question, Chuck Dixon talks about this all the time. Mike has talked about this, that eventually you reach a certain point when you're writing that your characters start to tell you things about themselves as you write, because you start becoming more and more familiar with these characters as you write them. And so things just become so fluid, even if you weren't necessarily consciously thinking about something that you were going to have a character do, you subconsciously thought about it and you wound up having them do that thing. Like, oh, wow, like that, where did that come from? Because the character was teaching you about themselves in that moment, whatever it was. It was an action, maybe it was a bit of dialogue, something super insightful, whatever that is. Were there any of those moments in either? I mean, Catch and Kill would be a little harder for that to happen, since they're your brand new babies essentially. But for Yaira, and you've been writing Yaira for a little while now, were there any of those moments that popped up for you?
You want to?
Yeah, I'm gonna go first.
She's gonna go.
Well, you've been first so many times.
She's gonna go.
It would be Brian and Stefania.
Oh,
Brian and Stefania are a supporting story throughout. It just kind of organically happened the first time we did Yaira 1, where what would she do if she thought Stefania was going to get murdered? Well, Eltonin projects can only protect her so much. Who's the strongest guy that Yaira knows? Who can she trust? Brian Solari, even though they fought to a standstill and he like hit the road and she was like, okay, but I'm coming back. And so they ended up in this weird, like, paternal teacher kind of relationship. And I really like that because Stefania is so not in control, not emotionally, not with her powers, not with listening to order. I mean, she was a gang member and now she's supposed to be a super cop. It's a big change for her. And every time those two butt heads, it's not like Brian Solari is going to come back with the same energy she's giving him. He comes back with something really introspective and you get to learn a lot about his character. I'm blessed with getting to read how Chuck is advancing Brian in different aspects, whether it's the Great War. Don't sleep on that. That's a great limited series. And Alpha Core 2 will be coming eventually. And it's really nice to take that personality and put it in there. And I feel like when Stefania does start to grow up a little bit, it is because of Brian's influence on her, because I don't think she's really had a father or a male paternal kind of person in her life. I mean, she grew up in a gang and she had her abuela, but there doesn't seem to be like a dad or a grandfather present. So it's nice to see that. And a lot of their back and forth, like I especially like it when she's getting tended to after their fight at their base camp and she's running her mouth and he's like, this isn't working out because of you. You're the one reason this is happening. This isn't because of some outworld thing. You're screwing up. This is a little bit of tough love. And it's nice to have that kind of back and forth.
Jersey Dolphins, hello. And Warren, I did see your question. Catch and Kill does describe the characters. Winslow catches them and Betty kills them.
Oh, dude, that's such a great.
You're very clever.
That was Warren?
Yeah, it was Warren. Warren's a sweetheart. He's very clever. Actually, the person who surprised me most is Yaira. Yaira, very much like Black Widow, if you read our No Restraints play, she has an opportunity to very easily kill Magus Kunzite or kill Yeshua. And she doesn't. And at that point, Yaira was telling me, yes, I can kill people, but that's not all I am. That's not who I am. I kill people if I have to. And she told me, I think we can both agree that Yanessa Yantony and Magus Nunite being dead, it's a good thing. Happy thing. But looking at Magus Kunzite being the betrothed of Magus Numite and having vouched for Yaira back when she joined the Forsaken Crystal Magi, she did see that, she has her reasons for revenge. She absolutely has her reasons for revenge. And Yeshua, she didn't want to kill him, even though he wanted to take her back to where they came from and have all hell happen to her to make sure the people of where she comes from would never try to pull a Yaira again. She still has love in her heart. And that not only surprised me, but made me happy because Yaira has such a really cold exterior, but her relationship with Altona is making her warm up issue by issue because accidentally she lets somebody in, and Altona is just like one of those friends who's like, oh, I'm your friend, even if you don't want to be my friend. I'm going to be your friend. I am going to be there for you. And she kind of breaks through the exterior of coldness. So I really like that moment. I really like when she says, you didn't know me. You knew me, but you don't know me now. Like a lot of that and that happens, when you reconnect with somebody and sometimes you're like, ooh, you've changed. Still love you, but you've changed. And I really like to see that growth for Yaira too, because she's not just a killer. Like she is a killer. She'll fuck you right up. But she also has compassion and mercy. And I was interesting to see because I was also like, Yaira, if you don't kill these people, they're going to be alive and they could come for you. And she's like, let them come.
Yeah. Well, that's a note from Chuck Dixon. Don't kill your good villains.
Yeah.
Don't kill them.
Yeah. It's something else when writers kill off characters that the readers latch onto right away. It's very frustrating and angering.
I don't know anything about that.
No. Why would you? Everybody knows that I'm talking about Chuck and Alpha Core number 1.
Mm.
Pour one out
Justice for
our
Wilkins.
good buddy. Justice
Poor
for
Wilkins.
Poor Wilkins, we hardly knew ye. I'm going to hit a couple of quick super chats before we move on to the next questions, just so that these don't get buried. Thank you all so much. Larry Parker for $5 says, ladies, y'all saying "ah." Thank you simultaneously. Should be a super chat indication chime.
Aww.
So recording that and having that as a sound alert.
Yep.
That's fun.
I'm down.
I don't see that on Eric's channel. We'll have to figure out how to do it here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he'd love that. What the hell?
I
can picture his face being like, what is going on? They're like, that's the last time I let you run that channel. Mr. Reeves, thank you for $2. Kunzite calling Yanessa a dried out corpse. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
She's got a mouth on her. She's got a mouth.
That was
on
a whole
her.
mood. Like she was really poking at Yeshua.
Oh
that back and forth. I was there for it. I was like, oh, she's getting them where it hurts. Because he's got this weird.
Where
he did.
Because he was saying that you're obviously marrying him because he's a prince, and she's like, he has a great personality.
Right, which was totally meant to be commentary on people who actually are just gold diggers one way or the other, superficial, right? And that's their immediate go-to, right? Where it's like, oh, no, they have an amazing personality. That's why I'm with them. Yeah, no, totally.
For a void scarab, Magus Numite, if you have his card, he is one of the most handsome. If you do have his Dokuman card, there is a lot on there. He does have it. It mentions a princess bride.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who that was.
Yeah.
Cough, cough.
She seems to be.
Those cards are filled with quite a bit.
Yeah.
She had money. She wasn't gold digging. She was like, ooh, I like that. I'm a spider. You're a scarab. Is this going to happen?
Is this happening right now?
Get that thorax over here.
Ooh, good reference. Someone knows their bugs.
I'm not a fan, but I at least know them well enough. Got to know what part to step on,
Andrew, no.
I can't believe you did that.
Yep.
Naughty.
I said it. I said it. It happened. Thank you,
So
mysteries.
you stepped on bugs and you haven't watched X-Files. Like I don't know what to do with you right now.
It's all right. I'll make
You
it.
need a pet tarantula. That'll warm you up.
I'll bring coffee on Wednesday. I get to work another day. All right. This is a fun one. This is going to be speculative, we'll say. So how do you see the events of this book setting up what potentially comes next?
Ooh. Well,
Careful.
unless there's a giant outcry for more, there has been a little bit. This is just where Catch and Kill is, and if you keep reading the RippaZines, Winslow's work is in there with Betty's photography. Where could they go next? I feel like they probably are going to look at what Michael and Lillian were doing. They might want to clear Betty's name with what's going on and being like, a Shadran is a real thing. It's not a make-believe. And anything exciting that happens that's world affecting, I feel like the Catch and
She's trying. My God, is she trying?
the Catch and Kill.
I appreciate the effort.
Right, I'm trying. I feel like the Catch and Kill crew would be like, what's up with that? Should we take a photo and put it in the newspaper? Who knows?
Well, with Yaira, guys, if you're not wanting spoilers, get the fuck out. I don't know why you're still here, but we have set up a super villain team in space, potentially another dimension, another world. Who knows where they're out of? But
it says the Boots Void.
Oh, good, the Boots Void. I can say that. The Forsaken Crystal Magi is our super villain team, and we have a lot of superheroes, but we need some villains, and someone like Yaira, like. She's an older gal. She's pissed off a lot of people on her way.
That's a lot of years to piss people off.
Oh, hell yeah. And she's pissed off some very dangerous characters. So they also mention another character, Zaylin, who had something to do with Yaira leaving the Forsaken Crystal Magi.
I wonder why.
That is a story that could be paid off in the future. And also, I think that if you guys were reading carefully, the Magi call Yaira Iolite. They don't call her Yaira. They call her Yaira sometimes because they're like, fuck you, Yaira. But they do call her Iolite.
Her slave name.
Been paying attention. They all have crystal names that end in ite. So there could be some stories where, like, when she was bad, you can see what Yaira was like when she was a member of the Forsaken Crystal Magi and all the naughty things she was doing there and what motivated her to join them as well.
It feels like they'd be very hard to defeat. It feels like it would have to be a big space team.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. There might be some dirty deedsing and taking those bastards down. Oh my God, that would be fun to see.
Right? Space Daddy shows up. He's like, I have to deal with more people and I'm socially awkward.
But
A lot of me.
I just want more Bong. He's one of my favorite guys. He reminds me of like the Gimli of the Rippaverse. He's just like, he's so prejudiced towards the little green men. He's like, how do you tell them all apart? And meanwhile, Zaylen's like, walk in peace, Io. Walk in peace, Ia. Walk in peace.
Yaira's also a little bit like Xena.
Yeah.
Xena was one of the great influences I had. Andrew, did you watch that one?
I watched Xena Warrior Princess.
Okay, thank God.
I got a feeling you would have made some time for Xena, if you know.
Yeah, I
made
was about
time
to
for-
say.
Yeah.
I don't know if he watched
Preteen
it, but he
and
definitely
young teen
saw it.
Andrew. Yeah, I did.
I loved Xena, and I loved her when I saw her on Hercules, and I really loved how she had her reasons to be a badass and to be naughty and evil. And, you know, in your younger life, sometimes you do make bad decisions because you just don't give a shit, or maybe you're really angry. And I think Yaira was both of those things when she joined the Forsaken Crystal Magi. And I love the story of redemption because I miss seeing a hero's journey. I know that sometimes they're like, oh, what about the hero's journey? I'm like, no. Females have heroes' journeys as well. And to be able to get to a height, you have to start at a real low. And Yaira has done some bad shit that she regrets. And she did it for her reasons. But, you know, sometimes the ends don't justify the means.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's okay.
That was pretty good. That was
You like
pretty
that,
good.
Bruce?
Puppy.
Want to take your son?
No, he's so comfortable.
He's so warm.
Yeah. It's like 30
Adorable
degrees
puppy.
here. We're melting.
They're
it-
American. I don't know if they know that.
They're in Texas. They're like, that's every day.
Is it 15 or 20 for you?
This is Texas.
This
It's
is-
probably like 32. But you're using commie units. We use freedom units here.
Yeah, we don't
That's
we don't
fair.
use that weird stuff. It was like 82 Fahrenheit today.
Damn. In Canadian, that means you're dead.
Yeah.
That means you're dead.
We were born of this. We're fine. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I was made of this. You merely adopted the heat. All right, a couple more super chats before we hit the last question. CJ, thank you for the $5. Says, what would happen if Splatterpuss and Betty Brooks shake hands?
What if they fell in love? What if they could touch each other and they're like, whoa, does this mean we have to date?
Wow.
That's immediately what you jumped to.
You know, Winslow's just like raging. He's like, no.
Oh my god, that would literally kill Winslow. He would be standing there like, this is my supervillain origin story.
Right? We're about to see a hard heel turn right here.
Oh man, he'd be researching everything he's ever done and just leave like a report on her desk and be like, by the way, he's been bad since high school.
And yeah,
And she would be like, I can fix him though.
right? She would,
Yeah.
I don't know, he's sweet.
And he would totally be like Stifler in American Pie 3, where he'd like get a crucifix and he'd be like, I'm a good guy too, Betty. I'll help you with your Shadran photograph. What do you need? People misunderstand me too.
I feel that power-wise, Splatterpuss has to consciously do his ability.
Yeah.
And Betty, I can't tell you if she can or cannot control it easily. She's wearing gloves, so maybe it's harder for her.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a quick draw. I would say, I'd have to ask Chuck to be sure 100%, but I'd say Betty might have the upper hand.
Oh no, that's a Mike character.
Mike.
Oh, fuck me. Sorry, Mike. Hi, I love you.
I had to think about that for a minute. I was like, no, I think that's a Mike name.
Yeah,
That's-
you're right.
That's
Yeah, there's a Mike
question.
Barron.
Mike,
Yeah.
if you're listening, who would do who?
Who would
Actually,
do-
he'd probably go with Sylvia's thing, be like, yeah, they should date.
they should totally date. Piss everybody off.
It's like, what? How do we go around and give them the thing they didn't want? That do it.
Do it. Mr. Reese with another $2. Magus Zeolite is the most badass looking, in my opinion.
Oh.
I am so happy for absolutely no reason that you
Which-
like Magus Zeolite. Gosh,
Yeah, right.
No reason at all.
I can't tell you when, if, or ever he will have a story where he is front and center. But
What a
oh
great idea.
boy,
That would be cool.
he is a fun character. And I can't tell you what he does or what his powers are.
He likes getting stabbed by swords, apparently.
Yeah, he don't give a
It's a
fuck.
great silhouette. You can put
Right.
them out in the lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, huge
See-
shout out to Marcos, who drew all of the Magi.
Oh yeah,
Magi
Marcos's designs on all of the Magi are just fantastic.
Yeah,
He's good
they're-
drawing the creepy monster shit.
Oh, it's amazing. And also, we put creepy monsters in everything for Igor because he's a monster lover like us. We're like,
Mhm.
draw some weird shit for us, yay!
He appreciates it.
Yeah,
I'll pass
More
that
on
along. You
Magus
do it just for
Zeolite
him.
in the future, hopefully.
maybe, I don't know.
Who knows?
See, Zephyr would be that guy that just calls him Pincushion.
I think
You're
that
walking
Zeolite
pincushion.
would find Zephyr incredibly annoying.
I think a lot of our characters would find Zephyr incredibly annoying. That's part of the fun.
But I think that Winslow would love him.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
too.
Winslow would be like, this is a good kid.
This kid is great. Hey, kid,
They probably meet at the same food kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes! Oh my gosh, them and Gina all there together.
That would make a cute
That's fun.
Christmas card, actually.
Yeah.
That is fun. All right, here is the last question. If readers take away one big truth or lesson from the ending of the book, what do you hope that it is?
Oh, wow. One big truth or lesson from the book.
This is an X-Files. Trust no one.
Spoiler, he hasn't seen it yet.
You don't know, trust no one? Aren't you living on
I already
Earth
know
still?
that. Yeah.
We already
no,
said not to
I-
trust the government, so I think he's got like the general vibe
Yeah,
for
yeah,
X-Files.
yeah.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got that part down pat.
I guess for Yaira, it would be don't join a group of evil space wizards if you don't think it's ever going to come back to bite you in the butt. I mean, like, I feel like every day we're like, no space wizards.
I'm
I
taking
don't
notes
need
on
your
that one.
forsaken power.
Listen,
but, you know,
but what about the health benefits? What if the health benefits are good?
Oh, it's good. It's good. They
Did-
really come out for each other.
and you get to
Do they
live in
offer
your
a
own
401k?
voice, right?
They do. They did good dental, eyes too. They got it all. Mental health, like, well, maybe they don't care.
Maybe
about
not the
No,
mental
no,
health,
no.
but
See,
that's-
I see like their mental health. Like, I'm gonna circle to this, but it's like in a MMO I played, I found the League of Evil. Right, that's what we call ourselves, and it's basically a group of people that is evil players for other players to fight against. Right, and so like our mental health day was we all got around a fire. It's like, so how are you gonna torture so and so? It's like I was thinking about using nails, man. Nails, like, oh, nails, that's so creative. Have you tried like nails with this thing? And so that's what I see. That's what I think their mental health day would be. It's like, oh man, I went and did this. It's like, oh, it's freaking amazing, guys. Like, okay, praise, everybody clap. Good job. Good job.
Oh my god, I love that.
That reminds me of that Batman animated series episode, Almost Got Him.
That was
where,
a good one.
Yeah, where everybody's like sitting around talking about how they almost got Batman, and Batman was hiding his crock, and he's like, I almost hit him with a big rock, and it's like, you guys didn't even know Batman was in there, just chilling.
I guess for the end of Catch and Kill, the takeaway is that someone's got eyes on Lillian and Michael. And there's some reveals of what Lillian and Michael, one of the many things that they're doing, but there is, if you read it carefully, you can see what Lillian definitely wants and what would bring them to Floor Spark. And there may be some more clues leading into the Cursed. Just start saving the Cursed money right now, guys, because it's coming out this year. And there are some banger reveals in there where when you can finally see, I know no one asked about the Cursed, but I just chose to speak about it anyways.
Whatever, just let her. It's sad.
Just give me my moment. But when you can see what Lillian's powers are, because that was one of the funnest things where Eric's like, it's just, purple magic. And I'm like, what can the purple magic do though? Oh man. Every time you see her do that little purple ball, you're going to be like, oh shit, she better not do anything with it.
And if you find it fascinating, or you're like, I don't understand what they're trying to do at Aztec with this soldier nonsense, you've been sleeping on the limited series of the Great War.
Yeah.
I can tell that you're not reading the Great War, and you're going to really hate that you're missing it. There's Great War 3 coming out soon. And then when 4 happens, it's going to kick your butt into orbit. You're going to be like, what? But how did they decide to do that? And you're going to, I remember there's a part in it that I reread like 5 times because I was like, oh, I'm reading it wrong because this couldn't happen. And I was like, oh my God, it happens. Is that, that was vague, right?
It's got a pretty
Andrew? That was like-
explosive.
There's a thing that
it's a pretty
happens at a
explosive
place
finale.
with the person. Yeah.
Yes. And that's huge.
Yes, that's my favorite part. Every book, I mean, no one asked about the Great War, yet we speak about it. And every book gets better. And that's amazing because it starts like a fucking perfect book. But guys, you have no idea how the war ends.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
As somebody who knows everything in the Rippaverse, when I was flipping through there and I got to the end, I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah. 1 and 2.
That's how you end a war.
1 and 2 is a great, solid setup. And you're like, holy shit, things are getting cray. But once 3 comes out, and you can get that in RippaZine 5, there's a preview to that. Chuck does something that I was like, oh my God, that is scary shit. Really scary shit.
Yes, it is. For those who thought that the jump from part 1 to part 2 was a huge leap in action, it gets cranked up to like 25 in parts 3 and 4. So hold on to your butts. All right. I know that there weren't any other questions listed on here. However, I want to pose a question to you ladies as well.
Please.
I know you can't get enough spoilers, can you?
He loves spoilers. He
loves
loves
them.
them. That's why he's
He
the keeper of
does.
them.
I should put one on X right now.
Do it. He's distracted.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, you're working. It's okay.
He probably has the windows all up. He's probably like Minority Report looking at everything and just predicting.
Gosh. Scary. Y'all are scary. It's gonna give me gray hair, and I'm not convinced I'd be a silver fox. All right.
You would be a silver fox.
But the brown hair is so nice.
I'll keep it as long as I can. It's not something I have that much control over.
Okay, I post a spoiler on next.
Yay!
You're gonna love it.
Chaos
I'm sure I will.
reigns.
I'm sure I will. What was your favorite surprise moment to write for these stories?
Oh,
can
yeah,
be
you asked me what our
any-
favorite part was?
It kind of, yeah. But like the moment you knew while writing it, the fans are gonna flip when they see this. What was that moment?
I'll go, or you want to go?
I feel like you took a breath. I was like, aren't you going to speak?
This is really one of the first moments for Yaira 3 is the reveal with Javier Cruz, because he's just this dickhead and he's like, just so you know, I don't like you, Dr. Sally Riddell. And you're like, oh, this guy's breathing down her throat. And she's even like, you're not my boss. Lincoln's my boss. Just I've discovered Atlantis. What more do you need? And she's just trying to like play him off. And then Lincoln shows up because they discovered Atlantis. And he's like, who the fuck is that? And it's this great moment because he's been here the whole time and no one's been thinking about who the fuck is that? Like we thought doesn't he run Projexis Spain? No. And then he's like,
That's Maria Garcia.
Well, where is Maria Garcia? We still do not know. She is unaccounted for. And then he turns into like this demon guy and he's like, I am Magus Painite, here to bring the pain. And you're like, the fuck you are? What is going on? So I really enjoyed that. It was one of my favorite moments.
There is a lot in that. The Yeshua betrayal, that was kind of like, because it was like, Yaira deserves a friend, but she's not going to have one. Haha.
Altona's right there.
Altona's amazing. What are you doing?
He's stretching.
Anyways, Yaira, Altona is a great friend, but for me, the biggest moment was the reveal of the Forsaken Crystal Magi. Much like you, Andrew, when we first started thinking about ideas for Yaira, this whole Magi shit was already figured out, this whole dark past, a whole bunch of stuff that I can't say that she has done and been, and people that she's upset. And I was really wanting to build towards this reveal of like, oh, it's a team of supervillains and they all have crazy powers. I mean, Magus Numite alone, he was such a huge problem to deal with. Yeah. And Magus Kunzite, she was such a huge problem to deal with too. And then Painite shows up and he turns like Yeshua into one of them and takes him away. And notice he doesn't kill. He chooses to make someone suffer instead of making them kill. And now out there in the universe, in the Boots Void, you have this whole team of supervillain sorcerers. I remember when I first told Eric that we wanted to make a bunch of space wizards. He's like, yeah, that's cool.
She's got kind of her own like Sinister Six in her past.
Oh, she does. Oh yeah, she's got some really. I mean,
she's so strong. You have to really put something there and it's almost her own fault because she was chilling with those guys before. She was all like, "Oh, I need power for whatever I'm doing," and then something happened. Zaylin was involved, and now they want revenge.
And as you also notice in the end, Magus Painite is only speaking to Magus Selenite. Magus Painite and Magus Selenite have this whole plan that, for whatever reason, he doesn't let the rest of the team in on. So you kind of get the feeling that the Magi are a team of frontmen. If you get that reference, all of them are their own rock star. All of them have like main character syndrome. And sometimes they do things for their own reasons. And you will also discover that each one of them has their own personal relationship with Yaira. I mean, Numite was clearly a friend when she saw him. Kunzite, you see, vouched for her to join the Forsaken Crystal Magi, even though Numite was against her joining. So you'll find out she's had some friends back there. Maybe she's got some people who really fucking hate her back there.
Believable, knowing Yaira.
Yeah, maybe even she's
not much of a stretch.
Yeah, Yaira making enemies. Who'd have thunk it?
What? Couldn't be me. Excellent. Yeah, those moments for sure. I remember when I read the script, it's like, oh wow, people are gonna they're not gonna know what to do with themselves when they get to this part. What about for Catch and Kill? I know it was a much shorter story, but was there a moment when you wrote it in those very well-paced, short and sweet 15 pages where you wrote the panel or the page and you were like, that's the moment, that's gonna really hit?
I really liked the reveal of Betty's powers.
Yeah.
And you don't really get a full reveal. She doesn't share as much as what's going on with her to Winslow. Obviously, she has a relationship with Aztec because she has to take something to keep these powers from getting the better of her. Did it happen in the wasteland? What happened to her? How is she going to deal with it? And you see a reflection of her looking at herself, and there's a monster literally in the window, and it kind of hints towards like, what the heck is going on there? She takes off a glove and the dude dies right away. What is going on there? And despite how much Winslow and Betty get along right away, that's kind of a big secret, especially to have with your partner who's a really good journalist. And how long is that going to be able to keep going, especially if it's something that could potentially damage the relationship?
Yeah, well, he knows her secret, but she doesn't know his secret, that he can look at something and know it instantly. Like, he just flips through a book to read that. For me, in Catch and Kill, the moment that really got me like, oh, wow, is when the art came in and you had that whole moment when Winslow meets Betty.
Yeah.
And again, Andrew, you haven't watched X-Files, but it's one of those will they, won't they relationships. And there's a whole series where there's two characters that you desperately want to see together, but for whatever reason, there's challenges or reasons that they don't get together.
Yeah,
and
Splatterpuss shows up and he's all like, do you like bald men?
the more this comes up, the more I'm Winslow also. So he lives inside of me and I don't like this. I do not like this. Splatterpuss, no,
I'm just
stay away
remembering
from
how
my...
much I like him. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. He needs to
No,
get in there.
he's trash.
Put our boy in. Maybe it makes him a good guy. I don't
He
know.
killed a dog.
I know.
Betty can fix him. Betty can
Yeah,
fix him.
Oh,
yeah, Carol's on my side. Maybe.
Winslow deserves to be with her. Winslow is a good man. But yeah, I really like that will they, won't they aspect, because we have a lot of different character relationships. I guess Brian and Yaira has a will they, won't they, or maybe they have more of a have they, haven't they kind of relationship.
There's definitely some strong feelings there.
Yeah. A lot of it seems like strong feelings and desires of wanting to punch each other in the mouth, but
In a
That's not-
romantic way.
Who knows? That punching in the mouth could turn into something else in the right situation. A little moonlight.
That's what Sean Connery said. If you slap a woman twice, maybe she likes it.
Wait, what?
He did. He did.
May he rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my lord. Okay.
No, it's
Hero
true.
was-
He did an interview and they talked about how he dealt with difficult women, and he said, well, just slap them until they stop. And like the lady who was interviewing him didn't know what to do, so they like ushered her out and brought somebody else in to finish the interview.
That is hilarious,
Legend.
actually.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That
That
was
is-
my bond.
That is a legendary response. Holy crap.
He's
Carol,
not
was
wrong,
there
though.
a
If
moment
woman
in the
sticks
story?
around when you're slapping her and then slaps you back and takes another slap, you've got into foreplay territory. You're no longer in an argument.
Maybe for certain people's tastes.
I think my favorite part for Yaira 3 was when Yaira was captive and they started fighting over who was going to take her. Like, well, we're going to take her to kill her. And the other was like, no, I'm taking her back for justice. And they're like, no, shut up. And then they just start fighting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, at one part I was like, this is absolutely hilarious because you've got like, because obviously they didn't have like communication before about what was going to happen. And so then they were like, well, no, like I assumed. And it was like, oh, you know what they say about assuming? Asses of you and me.
Yeah, Yaira points out, like, y'all have this thing going on where you didn't think about what comes next after you capture me, and you're on conflicting sides of the decision, and that was a fun moment. I enjoyed
It
that.
was nice to have some levity because it was a bit of a downer. I was like, oh no, poor Yaira.
But it was also one of those moments I'm like, oh, Yaira is fucked. How is she going to get out of this?
Yeah, she's a clever girl. She's like a velociraptor that way.
Indeed. We do have a couple more super chats that came through now. Mr. Reese, thank you for another $2. Says Jerry likes brunettes. He really likes Cleto.
Ooh.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Marco's
I can't
really
exactly blame him.
Girl. You're like
Cleto's got quite the design. I'm about it.
a lot of 3D assets in this book. My goodness.
Some good cheesecake too. I was on a
Yeah.
stream where they're like, "Are you gonna have more cheesecake in the next book?" I was like, at first I was like, "What is that? Oh, cheesecake. I don't know. Follow up with me on that."
Stay tuned. Tune in next time.
Because if it's a Brazilian artist, they're all about adding cheesecake, even if it's not Cheesecake Story. It's kind of like that. Because I can't remember, the inside joke I have with the art team is I can always tell when Joe or Deborah draw something because like the women got badonkadonks that you can see from Mars.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The Brazilians know how to draw the shapes. Yep.
There's
God
Yaira
bless you,
just in
Deborah.
a dress. She's covered
God
up.
bless Deborah.
I know.
Oh,
Deborah's
bless her.
amazing.
She makes Yaira look fantastic.
Yeah.
Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for another $5. Maga Selenite has a crazy design. Whose idea was it to give her that outfit?
Sylvie's.
There were so many images of this chick and all of the magi saved on my phone for months until I was like, one day we're gonna get there.
We took turns with the magi. We each said like, we came up with a crystal and we're like zeolite,
Selenite,
brookite,
yeah, lavrikite,
moldavite.
There's actually no, that might be a spoiler.
That is definitely a spoiler.
Just be wary of anyone with an "ite" in their name.
That's true. Kind of a spoiler.
I don't know.
Kind of. A little bit.
Could be nothing. I don't know.
Could be huge.
Lightning round. Which was your favorite? Because you just gave away that you guys took turns creating the magi. Which was each of your favorites one to create?
Oh,
fucking Numite.
Really?
I just like him.
Yeah.
I just like him. He's very much influenced by Guillermo del Toro's Mimic.
Yeah.
And I just love the idea of a bug being able to fake being a human. And I like insects. I think they're interesting.
Yeah, I like Magus Moldavite because I think a sexy clown is hot.
He's sexy?
Okay. Yes, he is.
She also likes Splatterpuss, so let's take that with a grain of salt.
He's also hot, Andrew. Yeah, there he is. Look at that guy.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna take that with the Dead Sea's worth of salt. It's it's okay. It's okay.
He's got like he's got like a 6-pack. And the little jester thing's hot.
Yeah, very, very hot. Mike has bad knees. $5. Thank you, brother. Says, is there any part of Yaira 2 or 3 which after finishing Yaira 3 you wish you had done differently?
Oh, I probably would have ended Yaira 2 with a splash.
Yeah.
Just to make it feel like a bigger, like, oh shit, what's going to happen next moment.
Yeah, I would have milked it a little better.
Yeah, but like story-wise, I'm very, very happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts is the beginning of Yaira 3 because Carrie Jones is just me, and I always am like,
and Yaira's like,
face. And it starts with her punching her in the face. I was like, see, in a Yaira comic, people get their faces punched. Like you want.
The fact that she had pink hair and she was in the media, I didn't realize the connection because kunzite is a pink stone. And I'm like, oh, she's a pink hair. Oh, that's even funnier. I didn't intend it, but I live by it. I like that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for that. Is there anything else that you would like the audience to know regarding Yaira or regarding Catch and Kill or any other stories that you want to leave us with? Not gigantic spoilers. Thank you very much.
Damn.
Killjoy. You want to leave the audience with. Somebody's got to do it.
You guys might not know that Jen and I have a friendly competition coming out. Our whole careers, we've written together, we've worked together, and finally we were set free from that prison. And I'm going to be I know, right? I'm going to be writing Michael Copper.
Yep.
Jen's writing a Lillian Renashi because a lot of people were like, I can't tell who wrote which part. Spoiler, the first half of Catch and Kill is Jen. The last half is me. So that you can be like, whoa, wow. I don't know what you're going to be like. Anyway, so we're really excited. We predominantly like horror movies and things with cool villains. So us getting to write 2 of the first villain books was a big thrill. On the back of the Dokuman cards, Dokuman binders, part of the definitive ISOM collection available now in limited quantities. It says Michael Copper is a great fighter. I've never seen him throw a punch. What the heck is going on there? Maybe there's some story to support what's going on, and maybe you get to see our boy smack some people around. I don't know. Get RippaZine 5. Find out.
You should definitely get RippaZine 5.
You should definitely get RippaZine 5.
Not a
There's
shameless
a lot
plug
of good in
at all.
that.
Yeah.
Guys, obviously, let's humor self. Pick up like a Michael Copper because there might be some Lillian crossover in it. I don't know. I do know, but can't talk about that yet. Sorry,
Spoiler.
Andrew.
Spoiler.
But
they
the
know
curse,
each other.
I really like Japanese horror and I really like Japanese culture. And I've never been to Japan because I wouldn't have returned. I would just stay there. I've heard that Twisted Twins, like our horror movies, are famous in one part of Japan. And when I find that part, I'm moving there.
Just gonna move there.
Yeah, so if any of the Japanese fans can tell me where that might be, I will go.
I hope it's a cat village.
I hope there's one of those bars where there's a cat like just sitting on it. Or many cats. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Mm.
But in all seriousness, guys, other than The Curse is 100 times better than the Black Eye Club.
It's not true. That's a lie.
That's very true. Please tell us your reviews of Catch and Kill and Yaira 3. I want to hear your fan theories on Yaira 3 and where you want to see it go. And I love hearing what you have to say about Catch and Kill. It's just like overwhelming about how kind you guys have been. And if you want to see more, let us know. Tell us what you liked about the story. Tell us where you might see them going. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what you guys have to say. And I've been hearing a couple of your guys' Yaira theories, and I cannot confirm or deny that there may be a Yaira 4 one day.
Yeah.
Very vague. Very
vague. What comes
Appreciate it.
after 3, right, Andrew?
4, doesn't it? Isn't it?
Alex is the numbers guy. Not me. I leave that to him. One final super chat. Ben for $5 says, we have seen, this is a perfect timing for this. We've seen Michael's eyes glow green several times now. Once we see his power reveal, will those scenes have new context?
Yes. Sir.
Yes, they will.
Those glowing green eyes get quite the payoff in the Black Eye Club.
Oh, yeah. You'll definitely know how their powers work.
100%. Oh, for 14 plus mature audiences.
Unless you're raising a Soska and you're like, whatever, I don't care how this kid turns out, then read it first.
They're going to get scarred reading The Curse. That's one of the scariest books ever.
I watched Hellraiser when I was like 10. I lived.
That sounded like praise. Are you praising?
I was going to say, you just praised The Curse.
It's really hot in here, guys. I mentioned the heat. I'm not. Ooh,
Watch your back pedal.
Has it been 2 hours already? Whoa.
Turns out Sylvia's the biggest
I
Curse
like
fan.
so many. I'm like, yay!
I'm glad that you like The Curse because you're gonna look really cute in the Lillian Ranashi merch. I have seen what the shirt looks like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
All right, that's the bet, right? That's the bet. You have to wear each other's merch.
Mhm. You guys got to wear
and
each
do a
other's
video
merch.
in the merch saying that the other twin is better,
That's
which
amazing.
is my favorite part.
Oh, Marcos.
That would be my favorite part too.
Marcos's design of Valkyrie Yaira is badass. Badass.
Yep. For those of you who didn't sleep on the mystery poster, congratulations. You own a really badass looking poster.
Mhm.
For those of you who did sleep on that poster, I don't know what to tell you. We told you to get the poster.
Yeah.
Like,
To
I
be
can't
fair, it
help.
was blurred out because it was one of those things where it's like the poster came in. It was like, guys, this is a spoiler for the book. And so it was like, it was just a giant like question mark poster being like, it's a thing. And it's like, I hope you buy it. And people were like, I don't know. This feels like a gotcha. It's like, it's not. You should get
It's
it.
not.
it's
Trust
good,
me.
we swear.
It's the coolest looking Yaira poster to date so far, for sure. Great,
I love
great
Super
work on that
Yaira.
design.
Yeah.
Great
Reminds
work
me
on
of
that
Super
design.
Sonic when he gets all the Chaos Emeralds and gets yellow and
That's why we
starts
made her
flying
yellow,
around.
yeah.
I'm always here for Supersonic. I'm good with it. Great work on that design, Marcos, as you do with everything.
Mhm.
I think that is the end of our time together, which makes me kind of sad.
We should
You're
do this
stuck with us
again.
tomorrow.
We should do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if
We
we
should-
do this
we should
every
do this if we-
Monday?
You know, I'll tell you what. How about every other week? That was going to be my suggestion, because like I love seeing you guys every week, but I'm also like I like having a Monday every now and then to go sit with my friends who like knit, and then we can like knit. So
You also get up at like 4, so
Yeah.
yeah, I do.
You could just
It's
turn on the
true.
camera while you're knitting and ignore us. Turn off the mic and be like, oh, these guys.
if anybody else likes Sonic, here's my shameless plug. Pre-order RippaZine number 5.
Yeah, you wrote like a
Because
thing, right?
Not only did I imbue a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog as part of Zephyr's DNA, he's kind of a mix of Zephyr and Sonic and Peter Parker. But my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog voice actor voiced Zephyr in the trailer.
You were so happy about that. I
That's
remember
Yeah,
when
I
that came
was.
through.
Let's hook up.
Yeah.
You have no idea. You have no idea. I was not screaming like a little child. Absolutely not. But yes, guys, please check that out, because not just because of my 16-page short story, Blue Shift Trials, but you will not want to miss out on the preview pages for Black Eye Club, The Cursed, Great War Part 3, and Norfolk Glorious Death Part.
Oh,
There's also-
Africa. It slaps hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's also
guys.
we added a new segment in there called Winslow's Corkboard, where we've got like clues and pictures and stuff in there. If you guys like to do some detective work of your own, that's a great place to start.
Agreed.
And one of my favorite new
Agreed.
characters is Revolver Rick, who is a music journalist. So it seems like there's quite a few musicians in the Rippaverse.
No spoilers, but I love
he
the
might
band
be,
that he interviews.
Yeah.
He might be interviewing a new band in this issue. He interviewed Norfolk in RippaZine number 4. but he
Spoilers,
interviewed a new
Andrew.
one.
Spoilers.
Loves them.
Spoiler after we just finished the spoiler stream. Fantastic. That's irony. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Thank you for chatting. Thank you for super chatting. Thank you for sharing out the show. We hope to see you next time. Make sure you don't miss Eric and Dan Vask's show on Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. Obviously, I know y'all already tune in to Ripping the Silverback every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Central. That's all I've got for you. I don't know why you're all still here. Get out of here. It's over. Goodbye. I'm going to leave you all with the trailer for Norfolk, which ends its pre-order this Friday. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Here we stand at the turn of the tide. I can see an innate desire. Sword in hand, warriors side by side. I can feel it, it burns like fire. Worlds collide, an unstable landscape. Side by side, but that's what this man takes. Be it might, and unlikely allegiance. We will fight because that's the best defense. No turning back, for such is our path. This day we find a glorious death. Glorious death. Our goal, our mission is clear as we ride against the dark and